I'm feeling frisky.
Hello, throwers and carries. It is week 6 of NACE Starleague Overwatch Varsity, and today we're watching UNC take on Kennesaw State University. I'm Niv, and
I'm Cthulhu Carrioa.
what do you think about today's match, Cthulhu?
I'm going to go. This is definitely not sarcastic. I think we're gonna do fantastic. I don't think we're gonna go to game 4. Honestly,
Yeah?
I think it's gonna be a.
It's going to be a sweep?
I think UNC is gonna sweep the best team in this entire conference for sure.
I mean, it's certainly possible. It'll be
They
a tall task, but good news is we don't have to wait to see because we are jumping right into it.
It should be mentioned that Kennesaw has not dropped a single map so far.
Sorry, that's Converse. Converse has not dropped a single map.
Okay.
Kennesaw is a little bit more in the mortal coil, right?
right.
They are currently placed, I think, third, and they are kind of looking to get into the top 3 spot that you need to get into conference playoffs, but they could easily be dethroned if there's an upset victory like we might see today.
Yes, for sure. As we currently, if you look at the standings, Converse and the Bobcats currently stand tall and mighty in the first and second place, respectively. This match is basically going to be a match to see who can try and get in that coveted third place for playoffs.
That's right. Look at this team composition from UNC. It's the classic Lijiang, once again UNC's pick, I believe. Either that or Kennesaw is just right on the same wavelength and wants the same map. But this decentralized comp with Lect in the air with BS support, damage from all sides, and Kennesaw actually almost exactly mirroring this composition.
So far, Minshai is already was getting very, very close to low. However, it seems that it seems like a very nice team fight starting up right now.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit slow. Everyone looking, just posturing, looking for an advantage before they go in, and that might be the advantage they were looking for. Prototyper taking out Don Josue, missed to fall right afterwards. And tell you what, there was too much poking there, not enough killing.
For sure. Minshai already having to get a second health pack, missed just now getting back to spawn. Lect making a very quick change over to Echo.
This is a good change. Echo versus Pharah, you always prefer the Echo. So if you're playing Pharah and they're playing Echo, you know, swapping off isn't the worst idea in the world. There is a pulse bomb tossed in, and oh my gosh, Kezin and Wad's already getting the first blood of this fight, and UNC hasn't even had a chance so far.
Hate to see it happen. Already UNC's being kind of kept in their spawn, unable to get out and get something moving.
Oh, that little cutaway into Lex's dead body. I found that very humorous. But UNC is probably not laughing right now. They're probably, you know, scrambling, trying to find something that might work. Like, for example, the Minshai.
Sombra, if you've watched us here at UNC before and you've watched me cast, you know that I'm a big fan of Sombra. I'm excited to see what our man Minshai's got planned for us.
Only problem is they have to get that EMP to get value, and okay, that one pulse bomb does not get any kills, so UNC does have a fighting chance, but that is basically 3 pulse bombs for 3 fights by Kezin. Really showing dominance on that hero.
That is something. That is nothing to scoff at, folks. Something to be afraid of. Minshai tries to get a hack, gets peppered and unable to do much.
And then meanwhile, Kennesaw is all up in UNC's backline. Kezin getting kill after kill. Really starting off this game with a bang. We're now at 73%, and UNC hasn't so much as touched foot on the point.
They have touched foot, but they haven't made any ticks.
That's a fair assessment, I would say. This might be their last fight. Minshai only 50% to that all-important EMP, but at least we do have the minefield from Mist. It's taking them all game just to build it up because they've hardly had a chance to have a team fight. But this could be the big one, and it has to be the big one if they want to take this point.
They're going in nice and safe. Minshai hacking a bunch of health packs. Going to try and keep his team healed because Sombra is good at being a tertiary healer. However, that's not really going to help if he can't even get in heals. Can he get in there and do damage?
Yeah, he has to teleport out. Meanwhile, it is 2 ults used onto the point. Kennesaw wisely backing off and giving them a little space until they find that advantage and take out Don Josue, caught without his shield out in the open. Minshai doing his best to pump in the damage, but it's the Kennesaw show right now, and Minshai goes down without a single EMP to his name. Leg gets killed by the Bob. Kezin gets another. This team is a killing machine right now.
Not a good look. UNC not even getting more than halfway to taking the point. UNC's currently looking at an extremely fast momentum towards their defeat.
Well, I mean, we were talking about the top 500 players, right?
Yeah, apparently tonight's team that we're facing against is featuring 6 players all from the top 500, and that is something to be
now,
afraid of.
this is hearsay, right?
It is hearsay.
We do not
It
have
is
the
hearsay.
sources on this, but I would not be surprised if some of them are Type 100, because they certainly play like it.
For sure.
Well, it is the next map. UNC, if there's any map where they can turn it in their favor, it's going to be Legion because they're so practiced on this. They know their stuff. They know that they have their strats here with Lect on the Junkrat, pumping damage through those hallways. But Kennesaw also seems to know this good strategy, rolling out the same DPS lineup.
Meets them right where they need to get met, and all of a sudden it seems like they're getting crushed right in a very tight hallway, not even able to get to the point. Don Hostway already less than half of his health.
That's right, but Kennesaw is missing a player with Watts going down early to his counterpart Lect on the Junkrat. And that's also going to be Minshai going down. So it's a 5v5 here on the point, and Kennesaw is going to be a full fighting force soon. iField committed, trying to keep up people, but Don Josue gets the next kill, a Fire Strike onto Nitro Galaxy. Kennesaw does manage to get control of the point, but is it going to stick? We do not know quite yet.
So far, it seems like it's still pretty close. Kezan already popping a big old barrier. However, Don Josue coming out with the triple kill. That could be what the world needs.
And that was exactly what UNC needed. Yeah, they did give up the first couple of percentage, 19% it looks like. But they did build up some ults, right? We saw that tire from Lect taking out Nitro Galaxy, and Don Jose just swinging away, getting 3. That's beautiful to see.
Indeed. Now this is a good sign for UNC. That was a very solid take. Not many ults popped on that one, whereas Kennesaw did pop a few.
Yeah, that wall from Kezan didn't get much value because UNC just walked right past it, and then it's useless. There's a shatter going out.
Big ol' shatter. This could be important.
It gets 3, and that's a kill onto Kezan, actually.
Not to mention the Graviton Surge. That's going to be a possible team kill once again. UNC slamming into Kennesaw, not giving them a chance to breathe. An absolutely dominating showing in these past 2 team fights.
Tell you what, Cthulhu, I think all we needed was to put Don Josue on the Reinhardt because he's looking
Like
much
usual,
better this round.
Minshai showing why Sombra's actually really good at holding down the fort here. He does have his barrier online, does have these turrets ready to go.
Kennesaw uses the sound barrier to try to push in through that tiny chokeway, but that shield from Minshai is defeating a lot of damage from them. There is a solo shatter taking out Minshai, a sound barrier from Rardino not quite fast enough to keep him up. There's also a tire rolling around the point. Is this going to get 1? Is it going to get 2? No, it's going to be taken down by B on the Baptiste.
All right, it seems like Kennesaw has managed to get back onto the point. However, there is some contesting. Lek does have his tire ready. This could be important.
Yep, Kezan once again showing that he can make the thing happen on Symmetra just as much as Tracer. And with a nice 3K, that's going to be control of Kennesaw once again.
For sure. However, in this next team fight, doesn't exactly look much better for UNC. If you take a look at the ult economy, folks, Kennesaw almost has 5 ults ready to go, and they're popping one right now.
Yeah, that's right. They're meeting UNC right outside their doorway, and they do manage to get Minshai. Not much you can do when you have this, I don't know how much HP it is, like 6,000 HP shield right down the middle of the point. Regardless, UNC managed to get out quickly, which means they'll be able to regroup quickly and hopefully get back before the percentage ticks up much further. Missed the barrier, already destroyed, just trying to get through this choke. That's why it's so deadly, but Kennesaw has backed off, and it's a double kill!
That is a serious opening, folks. Minshai already popping a teleporter as well. If they can fall down and get a lot of kills done, this could be another team fight for the win.
Yeah, there it is. 50% to capturing it back, and it looks like Kennesaw is going to give it up. Or is it one last bit of stall here from the Lucio? That's right, ISO doing his best to stay on the point, but he finally goes down. Nitro Galaxy falls right afterwards, and finally UNC's taking it back at 80% to 80%.
Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but Nitro Galaxy did run in there at the second, and that is going to give actually a lot more ult charge to UNC. Now, granted, their ult economy is slightly worse than Kennesaw, but I guarantee that this team fight right here is likely going to determine the match.
Ooh, taking out Kezan early is going to be a huge one.
So
denying that damage, Watts as well.
That's going to be a shatter.
They barely step foot on the point before they're taken down, but what's this? 2 more kills on the side of Kennesaw. They have a fighting chance. Oh, but Don Jose is a menace, just swinging that hammer on the point, and no one can get within.
Get that Lucio. There it goes. The barrier from Kevin going to come out again. I mean, Kezan. And
Sorry, Kevin. All the same. He's doing his best to stay alive there, using that barrier, doing some shield dancing.
You
but
do see the hamster ball becoming an absolute wrecking ball as his name stands. That's going to be a point for UNC, solidly taking back what looked to be a lost cause from the previous point.
I gotta say, the 1-to-1 matchups on that looked a lot better at UNC's favor, right? Because Watts was doing so good on the Echo versus Lex Echo, but put him on Junkrat. Suddenly, Lex was the one getting the big tires, getting the early pick onto Watts.
However, once again, no more indoor action. We're going right back outside to the third point of Lijiang Tower. This place is very open, lots of windows on the point, very many angles of attack. You have to wonder, can UNC pull out the dominance they're known to have on this map, or will Kennesaw take back the momentum?
Well, one thing we can say, Lek did learn from that first round. It's rolling out on the Echo to start with. Very smart. And it is going to be, looks like almost an exact Echo or in terms of team composition, except for Prototyper on the D.Va instead of the Sigma. A little bit of an unconventional choice there, but if it works, it works, with Roar Dino already going down to Nitro Galaxy on the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, not to mention that UNC is absolutely slamming onto this. Is absolutely slamming onto the enemy Wrecking Ball, Nitro Galaxy. However, Don Josue is getting contested himself. Needs to be careful here.
No, there's no chance. They waste a lot of abilities trying to take down Nitro Galaxy, but he rolls out of there easy as you please. And it's UNC whose health pool is getting a little bit reduced now, and Kennesaw taking control of the point as well.
Such an important 1v1 to take there. That's extremely helpful. That's one of the supports down. Minshai, though he's low, did get an important pick.
Both of those picks actually going to be res back up, but it's Nitro Galaxy extending a little bit too far and taken down by Don Josue on the Sigma. Don Josue the next to fall, so it's a 5v5 here on the point. UNC finally taking the capture. That's a quick capture with 3 bodies on the point, and Kennesaw's not even there to contest it.
Mist already back to the point. Going to be trying to pepper from the side here with that hit scan. However, that's going to be 3 quick picks coming out. Never mind, it is 4 quick picks coming out from Kennesaw. Make that 5, and now UNC's lost the team fight.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it just kept happening.
5 quick picks. It's non-stop action here at Night Market for sure. Kennesaw, when they strike, they do it fast and hard.
For sure, but UNC does that themselves. However, take a look at the ult economy. My favorite catchphrase, folks. Kennesaw has almost 6 ultimates ready to go. UNC barely contesting that with 3.
I mean, that just goes to show how strong the deathmatch potential of KSU is. They managed to take out their counterparts in the other team without using any ults last fight. In any case, they're probably going to commit a few here, and it is going to be the Valkyrie from ISO to start it off with a bunch of damage boost. That's probably what netted the kill onto Mist early off. Once again, it's UNC first player down every fight. Minshai soon to follow. They're not backing out. They still want to fight this. They do manage to take out Kevin, which is great. But I don't think this is the one, UNC. I think you back out here.
However, someone is tickling the point. That's going to be Mist on the Wrecking Ball. However, they do commit seppuku.
Yeah, unfortunate. Look at this. Kennesaw, they used 1 Valkyrie, and they won that entire fight.
For sure, but I don't think... But did UNC use one?
I mean, Mist has swapped off to D.Va, so that's been reset. But you're right. I guess UNC is coming back with a lot of ults in their pocket. They do manage to catch Prototype in the Gravitic Flux, but
that's going to be a pick on ISO.
That's pretty huge. The sticky bombs from Lek, but Watts follows it up with a kill to Don Josue. Here's Roar Dino pulling out the Transcendence, trying to clear some of those bombs and just get to the point before 99%. Is it gonna work? We're not sure. Kamsky does go down, so Roar Dino basically has free firing here on the side of the point.
Almost a kill on to Nitro Galaxy. Not quite, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be Watts getting the 2K with the duplicated whole hog. That is a lovely play there from the Echo player. That's why it's so strong. Lek answering back with the D-Mech and a kill onto Prototype, but he's down. Can UNC last for more than a second here? It doesn't look like it with B going down. Surely Roar Dino, yep, he's already gone down beforehand. And it's 99% for Kennesaw, and no one's there to contest the point. At least not enough to really to really write home about.
However, Winston does launch on there. He is going to get there pretty fast. However, he does get quickly killed. One final touch, 3 final touches.
Yeah, UNC doing their best to speed back onto the point. They do have a lot of really quick characters, right? So here's B already back with Lekt in tow. Never mind, Lekt is down. B rests Miz. I didn't see that coming. Minshai answers back with a kill out to his counterpart, Kezin, but UNC is still just trickling, and that is a nice whip shot from the Brigitte to stop UNC from touching one last time. I think we have seen these teams' strengths laid out very clearly for us right now.
I mean, despite losing, UNC does currently own play of the game. That was close. I'm going to say it. It wasn't. I mean, of course, on those more open maps, I think Kennesaw definitely has an advantage. They're much better at UNC's own game of attacking from every direction. However, when they're inside, it seems UNC gains an upper advantage that we're not quite used to seeing them have, because we're used to seeing them do very well in outdoor settings and kind of stumble a little bit in the indoor settings. However, I think we're seeing their opponent has that exact same tendencies, but taken to greater extremes. They're much better outdoors, but they're much worse indoors. So I think UNC needs to try and focus on getting into more close quarter combat.
I think you're right in the money on that. It is going to be UNC's pick next, so it will be interesting to see whether they change it up or they stick to the same. I mean, they have been in the habit of picking Kings Row, which could go a long way for them, since we saw how dominant they were on that Death Ball Rush comp that we just saw on the second point.
For sure, it definitely is something that they're very prone to having. However, Kings Row does have a lot of open areas. It's very open.
That
on
third
those,
point for sure, and
Yeah.
the very beginning with the window.
For sure, it's a lot of open space. There's a lot of room to breathe, and Kennesaw is just they have much bigger lungs. They can breathe a lot better in those open spaces, whereas UNC needs to kind of force them to not be able to breathe.
Yeah, I could see that. I might disagree with you. I think the majority of Kings Row is more conducive to that close fighting style, just because the corridors, they are outside, but they're very narrow corridors, and there's a lot of corners. I think that very beginning with the Cathedral, and we might be able to see it here, that's the place where these long-range characters like Echo and the slippery characters like Tracer, that's where they get a lot of value. But, I mean, after Kennesaw pushes past that first point, they're going to have to rely most likely on a Reinhardt comp to get them the rest of the way. And they didn't look too strong on it last time, so...
However, let's go ahead and hop into looking at the team compositions on map 2. Like we predicted, it is going to be Kings Row, Kennesaw State University using a very buckle-down kind of play style, with May and Cassidy going to be their DPS of choice, as UNC countering with their own May, but instead of a hit scan, we are going to see Minshai on the classic Hanzo.
The Minshai Hanzo. Now, it's been so long since we've seen Minshai pop off on this Hanzo. I'm excited to see it. It is going to be UNC pushing first. 4 minutes put on the clock. They need to capture this first point and then push that cart all the way through points 2 and 3. It is going to be both Maywalls going up, trying to take some space.
Nitro Galaxy was cut off by the Maywall. That might be an important take right here.
He was in extreme danger, but he manages to get out after using all of the defensive cooldowns on his team. And it's actually Don Josue who goes down first. Who could have seen this coming? And I think UNC has to back out here, because that is just an unfortunate character to lose.
Yep, that is 3 picks already. The rest of UNC retreating back to base. However, they do possibly get walled out of their own base by an unfortunate wall.
Oh, no, and Master Sweat taken out because of that. That's a smart play, I would say, from Wads. You know, this guy is showing he has both the brains and the bronze, so to speak. But here's UNC's second fight. Sorry, they're not wasting any time at all. A little bit of a fake out. Oh, no, but Don Josue gets walled off. He does manage to get back, though, because of that nice window there. And it is a fire strike to the window, which gets the first blood. Kamsky going down.
And that's important, because Wads did have the Blizzard on deck, and that could have turned the team fight in their favor. Prototyper trying to make something happen on the point. Can't quite get there. A quick second team fight tick coming out from UNC. They have currently about 3 to 4 ults on deck coming up soon. Kennesaw having about the same.
I mean, the Baptiste, I think, the unsung heroes of that fight, both of them putting up the window at just the right time to catch the enemy unawares. It just so happened that UNC was a little quicker on the draw with a nice 200 HP fire strike. That is a one-hit kill onto most DPS. So, and, oh no, what is this? Light gets caught out, gets stunned and plant the hammered by Kezin. Kezin. We're going to pronounce your name right, I promise.
We'll get there eventually. That's what's important. Minshai looking death in the eye for a little bit.
Yeah, thankfully, it looks like Kennesaw is feeling good, just wants to chillax a little bit, doesn't push onto the pick on Lek, despite them getting it early. And here it is, a shatter. Is it going to get anyone? It's going to be a sound barrier trying to keep everyone up for ISO, as well as both Blizzards, 2 domes of ice here on the streets of London. It is going to be Lek going down first. to the hands of Kezin, but a follow-up kill from Minshai onto Wads. There's 2 from Minshai. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Kapsky doesn't want to roll over and drop dead, though. He uses that window to try to give his team a little bit more damage, and they do manage to take out Don Josue.
Still looking good for the contestation. How an immortality field coming out once again. It's looking good for UNC in spite of all of the ults we saw coming out from Kennesaw.
I mean, what a team fight. I feel like we used like 9, 10 different ults there.
That was scrappy.
But I mean, they needed it. To be fair, it was kills going back and forth. UNC, I feel like barely edging it out, and then the momentum started waterfalling in their favor. And it is, look at this, they're already at the second point. Can Kennesaw even touch? Nitro Galaxy's doing his best, but his shield's getting quite low.
Oh, hate to see that happen. That is going to be a Deadeye taking Mist out of their mech. Not quite a good look. However, it is very easy to get back in your mech if you can hit plenty of those pebbles. However, it doesn't look like they're going to get a chance.
No, against all odds, Kennesaw rushes right back and stops the point just a few meters away from the checkpoint.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it. That Deadeye was what kind of caused everything to crumple. Only one ult pop to take over an entire team fight.
But look at this. UNC has been so good with their ults. They still have several online. Meanwhile, Kennesaw right now, no ults whatsoever. So they are giving space, as you can see on the map. And that is smart because they want to draw out this fight until they can build ults. And UNC wants the opposite. They want to get in there and get some kills right now. Here it is, Don Jose walking forward, and a nice stun onto Nitro Galaxy. He almost gets taken down by the Dragon Strike, but he does back out, and the eye field is there to keep him up. It's in fact Wads who goes down first, and now Kapsky has no eye field.
Kezin back with the Deadeye, gonna get a Don Josue kill. However, there's still plenty of red in this good old area. However, Light goes down after using a Doomfist ult.
Kezin really showing the breadth of his hero pool, getting 3 nice kills there in this fight, but he finally gets taken down to Mist. A Shatter goes down onto both Mist and Minshai, but the Mist gets right back up, wants to use the bomb, try to stay in the fight. He does manage to get it off, and he's still alive, but in terms of numbers advantage, it looks like Kennesaw is winning it out right now.
However, yeah, it's not looking great for UNC. They're not really able to make this push. So close to the point, but can't quite make it. Kennesaw just good at holding on for dear life in the spite of way too much damage. That's going to be a Blizzard coming out from Kennesaw.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, Don Jose gets charged after he got frozen, and that's going to be a nice couple of kills from Kennesaw to round out that fight. UNC used all their ults, and they just could not find enough kills. And some of it was just the DPS popping up, like Kezin hit.
I mean, to be fair, we do almost have 4 on deck, 2 all ready to go. Kennesaw has about one or 2 more.
It is only 1 minute left on the clock, so these ults have to count for something if UNC wants to get past the second point and into the sort of forge area of this map. It is going to be opening it up with a window as well as a bomb, which takes out Rardino's Immortality Field. That's a resource gone to waste. What is this? A D-Mech onto Mist, I believe, as well as a kill onto Nitro Galaxy. So 1 tank down for both teams. And Prototyper, caught very far away from his team, can no longer use the D-Matrix to prevent his team from taking damage. A sound barrier from Master Swood, but as soon as it goes down, that's 2 kills onto the members of UNC, as well as another high noon from Kezin. The man just pulls him out of his pocket.
It's, I want to say there's plenty of red in the kill feed. However, Kennesaw really good at just, once again, holding on for dear life despite good positioning from UNC. It just seems like they can't, once again, UNC gets really good positioning, cannot net those kills.
It's just the final blows. They're missing the final blows. And now it's 5 seconds left. I'm not even sure if they're going to be able to touch, but they're certainly going to give it the old college try. Here it is. Don Josue gets onto the point, but immediately quick frozen by the enemy May. ISO even has a sound barrier to top it off. Add insult to injury, and UNC is going to have no chance. Their push going to end right before the second checkpoint.
Oof, that's not the best look coming out from UNC. However, we've seen them be able to... We have seen them be able to pull something out sometimes, but
I would say a middling performance.
They had that momentum, and the ball was dropped, then it bounced on the ground, and it hit their face a few times.
Yeah, like a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Or they stepped on the rake and it.
Yeah, and it's like they just kind of kept going back and forth with the Tweety birds and the stars going around their head like a crown of I don't want to say mediocrity, but that's the adjective that came to mind.
maybe a mediocre push here, but it is UNC's turn to defend, and they need to stop KSU from getting to where their point got to last time if they want to take this round of King's Row. Not an impossible task by any means. Now we do see UNC rolling out on more or less the same heroes. Lex still deciding, I guess, wanting to know whether the Mei is still a good choice. Looks like he has settled on the Mei. Kennesaw, giving us a glimpse of the Bastion here on King's Row.
Yes, Wads and Kezen both using some very interesting picks here. We are going to see Kezen on the Widowmaker, and Woods, like you said, is going to be on that Bastion. Lots of hit scan coming out, and of course, if they start taking point, Wads gets to immediately hit the point.
They're on the teleport top. They're going to teleport on top of the statue. But UNC has scrimmed against this, against JV actually. So let's see if they learned anything from it or not. Oh no, what's happening? Wads? No. They're turning around. They're saying, wait, abort game plan. No more teleport. We're just going back to a regular team comp and playing a nice game, but ISO
early pick onto ISO. That's going to delay any push they might want to make unless Kennesaw can come up with their own quick pick.
I gotta say, that was a bit of a waffling start. Some sort of miscommunication happening on the side of Kennesaw State University.
Kezen, why are you on Symmetra?
Right. Oh, there's a nice wall onto Nitro Galaxy, and that's going to be another quick pick for UNC. Don Jose goes down quite low, but the Immortality Field is there. Rar Dino always dependable to keep him up. And it's looking like another stifled. Another push stifled.
Love to see it. Prototyper left unironically kind of saved by the enemy Mei. However, they are going to get back in, and it seems like they're going to switch out and switch back in.
They lose 30% ult charge there, but what can you do? I mean, getting your ult back in that situation is going to take so long, and they cannot afford to waste that time. And then meanwhile, UNC has built up a Dragon Strike, and they're going to use it right off the bat. It doesn't look like it's getting any kills, and in fact, it's Don Josue who goes down to Kamsky. The bloodthirsty supports, ISO and Kamsky both getting kit shots to take out enemy players. They're wrapping around here through this little indoor region, and UNC wisely is giving them space because they're down 2.
Exactly. That was an unfortunate opener right there because the thing is that they're very close to getting some kills and just couldn't once again net them.
A lovely ult by Kezen, a zoning ult actually. The Deadeye not allowing UNC to push, and when they tried, they just got domed. They are trying to take it back. Minchai has already built up another dragon, but nope, I take that back. They should not be trying to do this. They should be escaping. Run away, UNC, run away.
UNC possibly blowing an ult they didn't need to blow right there. Oof.
Well, once again, I would say a middling hold by UNC, and now they have to hold on for 4 minutes on this Streets phase, which historically, UNC has been prone to losing very fast. So let's see if they can turn the tides here and stop it before the payload gets to that glowing rectangle. Now we do have dual shatters coming up on both teams, so I'd be excited to see if one can win the mind game, or at least a shield break battle. It's going to be another great window by Kamsky, but it's actually ISO goes down first. A shatter hits onto Don Josue. Is he going to go down? Yes, he goes down to Wads. It looked like he was going to get out for a moment, but it's not the case, and UNC is down for the count.
Yep, Blekt is also caught behind enemy lines. These Mei walls coming so clutch throughout this entire match. It is not looking good. Lekt doesn't even have a Blizzard coming anytime soon, but Wads has that Blizzard effectively on deck after one more hit.
It's desperation time for UNC because Kennesaw is right there at the checkpoint, and UNC has to rush back and contest. Here is Don Josue walking forward, but once again, a zoning ultimate by Kezen, making sure that Don Josue can't get anywhere. A nice 2-kill through the shield. And that is a 2-0 record for KSU against UNC.
A solid smack in the face to the Rams.
Exactly. A rake cartoonishly springing up to smack UNC in the face.
And Kezen fittingly getting that play of the game. His Cole Cassidy play, almost said the wrong name, coming in so clutch here.
You can see it there, the dead-eye accuracy that the character is known for coming into play here. And the high noons, so well placed, so well timed. The thing about Deadeye is that often it's hard to get value out of it, but if you use it that way as a zoning ult, saying, I don't care whether I kill you, I just need you to not be in front of me right now, it can be so devastating.
For sure, and that is exactly what Kennesaw did. You saw that multiple times, especially on their push, when it's just like, all right, walk away. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What
And
are you gonna do?
Way,
Tank the? What are you gonna do? Tank the 100% health hit?
Yeah, absolutely. I could almost hear Don Josue complaining in my head. I can't walk forward because I have this Cassidy looking down at me, and that's what happens when you try to walk into a Cassidy using Deadeye.
That's the thing, and I don't know. It just feels like UNC can't pull out the stops they need to secure kills. They get so close. Like these tanks, the DPS, the supports even, they're always within 50 health. Literally one tickle will take them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's just no follow-up. Like there was at one point where I forget which tank it is. It wasn't Nitro. It was the one playing Diva. They were caught behind UNC's backline, had 4 people on them, and he got away. He just got away for free. You can't let that happen. That should have been the reason they won that team fight, and it ended up being the reason they lost.
The target focus is so huge in there, right? You got to have a shot caller who decide we're gonna go on the Diva or we're gonna go back and clean up the rest of the fight. Maybe the wrong decision was made there.
For sure, but like, of course, they couldn't have known how close he was to death, especially after getting to a health pack. However, he was at 160. That should have been a free kill.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a missed opportunity for sure. While we're talking about big plays, I feel like an unsung hero of this fight was Kamsky on the Baptiste for Kennesaw State University. There were so many big amplification matrices, or as we usually just say, window, because it's much shorter. And it was just enabling it. Every time you put out the window, there was a pick from Kennesaw, and that's what wins them fights.
Exactly. Now let's take a look at map 3. This is going to be Havana. Now, we've already stated that UNC seems to be having trouble on these more open spaces, even going so much as to say like when it's only a little open, such as on Kings Row, they still can't get the engine started. However, we're looking at Havana, a very wide open map, which is Kennesaw's favorite terrain to play on.
That is really interesting. I wonder, because this should have been UNC's pick, right? Unless I've just been mistaken this entire time about how map picking works. But I believe it is loser's pick. UNC just lost, so they chose to enter on these sidelines, which means they're opting in to the sniper duel, right? Minshai looks like he was going to be on Widow, but now he's on Bastion. This is going to be exciting with Lect now on the Hanzo. They traded off heroes there. It's going to be an early kill onto Minshai,
Don Josue stopped from getting out of the spawn area. However, he quickly makes a pick to get on to that Reinhardt.
I gotta wonder what UNC has up their sleeve, because last week they got dominated pretty hard on Havana, so I'm surprised they want to go back to it. It's a classic close hold from Kennesaw State University, one of the few maps where you can hold right up against the attacker's spawn.
And that's going to be missed. Kept from getting back in the spawn for a little bit. Keeps them from getting with their team. However, he seems to be trying to tickle the back. Can't quite get much. Almost gets Kevin, but instead gets killed right outside of the spawn. Oof.
Yeah, UNC needs to get their head in the game and get their bodies out of the door. Find some way of coming out as all 6 and not being picked off one by one as they leave the doors. Going out to the side here, very good strategy in that respect. But look at this once again, a nice window from Kamsky as well as the May wall. It's going to make sure that neither of the UNC tanks can get back to safety. What was I telling you? So devastating, these set plays from Kennesaw.
UNC currently looking at the exact problem they should have realized they're going to face. Such a wide open area, so many ways to get hit. They're just unable to get any movement started.
Yeah, look at this. It's a shatter to open it off. But actually, it's Kennesaw who's facing getting a taste of their own medicine now as they get shattered and subsequently wiped out by UNC's players. I mean, it's only a matter of time. You don't really expect to hold right at the gates for this long. And the fact that they did, and they've already got the time down to 2.
Exactly. For almost half the time, Kennesaw held right at the gates, right at the hellmouth itself. However, UNC just now getting out, gonna hopefully get a decent amount of push before hopefully not getting stopped again.
Yeah, they are past. I would guess the most major choke of the first point, which is their own spawn door, which means their sort of long range composition they're running here with the double shield, which I believe they have been practicing. It should be a lot more effective now. It's going to be a sound barrier along with the charge, bringing Kennesaw into the fight. But Minshai gives shows Kezan how it's done. Uses the Deadeye to take out Nitro
However,
Galaxy.
a Diva Bomb coming out, that almost gets a lot of kills, but that's going to be a massive amount of kills. That is blue in the kill feed. Kamsky, did he get a triple or quadruple kill?
That was a triple right there. Kezan and Kamsky, between the two of them, gets 5 there.
Gotta love hit scan.
I was saying bloodthirsty supports. Absolutely bloodthirsty. You gotta wonder, how is this man keeping his team alive while also taking out the entire enemy team? But somehow he's doing it. Well, the ult economy has more or less reset with that big team fight, and with 1 minute left, UNC doesn't have a lot of aces up their sleeve. They're gonna have to make something happen with this dry fight because they don't really have the luxury of playing it slow here.
High Noon coming out, gonna try and get a quick pick, and it does get 2.
So deadly. They wait till UNC's out in the open, then they pop it. But there's 2 answering kills onto Kennesaw from UNC, so it's 4v4 on the point here. Anything could happen here. UNC needs to get past this first point, otherwise it's going to be really hard to take this point back and get a reverse sweep. Kennesaw wisely giving like a little bit of space. They don't want him free firing onto all their squishies. But it is Watts who does go down right as their Reinhardt comes back. Missed using the Gravitic Flux, getting the enemy team really low. And with the eye field down, that is Nitro Galaxy falling, and it's looking good for UNC here.
Ooh,
throwing in a
lots of
Dragon
red.
Strike too. Yes.
Lots of red in that kill feed. I don't know if Dragon Strike was quite necessary right there, but we know Lect and Minshai are both fully capable of getting their ults back very quickly. I'll get the words right eventually.
That's true. In the 11th hour, UNC gets the job done and push into the distillery portion of the map. Well, that's one section, but they need 3 in order to complete it. A nice early pick onto Wads from Minshai will be a good way to start it off, though. If I'm Kennesaw, I wait, give him a little bit of cart progress. Come back once you have 6, but they're deciding not to do that.
They're going to dive right in, onto Mist and Don Josue.
Galloping forward on the Orisa. Managed to get out a couple of abilities, but has to back up because they take a lot of damage trying to walk up those stairs, especially with the Supercharger from Don Josue. A very underlooked ultimate, one of the highest win rate ultimates in the game. Okay, Nitro Galaxy making a second push, gets Mist down to 20 HP, but he barely manages to back away in time. Another Dragon Strike from Watts. It is every day.
Gets a kill on Kevin. That's a Gravitic Flux coming out.
Oh, it's huge.
Ooh.
Oh, combined with the Deadeye. A lovely combination of ults there. Mist playing his hand.
Very dominant looking play coming out from UNC in the twilight of the set here, folks. All of a sudden, it seems that Kennesaw's engine's starting to sputter a little bit. However, they do have plenty of ults on the horizon that UNC has to worry about with only their support ults ready to face it.
Now, that's the kind of coordination we want to see from UNC, because Kennesaw's been doing it all day, combining the May Wall and the Window and the Deadeye and the Shatter and everything. UNC showing they can do it too, although now that we're opting into the Sniper Duel, UNC losing a little bit of progress here on the 3rd point. Look at this, Cthulhu. Both teams having swapped to the double sniper. Almost a requirement here on the castle portion of Havana just because that sight line is enormous. The sniper duel is exactly where UNC suffered last week against Central Florida University. So let's see how much they've practiced since then.
And that's going to be quick picks from Prototyper with all of this CC coming out, leading to quick picks from Kennesaw State University. UNC is once again struggling to get out of their spawn.
Yeah, they need to back it up a little bit. You know, hit the brakes. We can't be having that happen, miss. We got to stay in spawn and wait until we have an opportunity to get out. Because if you're behind that door with the little no entry marking on it, you can't die. So just stay behind the door, Cthulhu.
Exactly.
A little bit of self-control is called for. It looks like they've learned from their mistakes, and they're pushing out as 6.
Not quite going to matter if we're just going to pull them all into the air quick ready to get hit extremely well. Graviton Flex hitting all 6! Immortality Field comes out, saves a few of them. Not quite going to do it. Not really quite going to do the job. Blue in the kill feed aplenty, folks. That's going to be Kennesaw State stomping on another push to get out of the doors.
Just unbelievable game sense there from Kennesaw. They know exactly when and where to use their ultimates. And that's what this game is about. It's a game where you use your ultimates and hopefully you win off of them. It is going to be Don Josue turning the tides by using a supercharger, giving all of his teammates, I believe, a 30% boost, maybe a 20%, I'm not sure. Kazan gets domed by Minchai from across the map, so it's going to be 5v5 here on the point, as well as Minchai having free range over the Widow battle. It's going to be a nice gravitic flux.
That could be the point. That could be the opening they need at UNC. However, if they can't net these kills, it's not really going to matter if they can get back to point.
Check this out, Cthulhu. Both of the snipers from Kennesaw now have been taken down, and Minchai earning that infrastrike and using it because he's going to need it. Kapsky doing the best he can to keep his tanks up as they retreat, but it's not enough. Mist throws in the damage and manages to push that point all the way to this little junction here. Hopefully the snipers will be a little less oppressive now that we're onto a little bit of a closed sight line part of the point. But Minchai and Lekt have been doing quite well. There's another headshot from Lekt onto Kezan. This is exactly what UNC needs to push through all the way into this castle.
UNC making a fantastic push once again in the twilight, but a gravitic flux could be the opening that Kennesaw needs to stop it. But that immortality field and that transcendence going to stop that CC resistance coming out from Nitro Galaxy. But is it going to matter if he goes down that fast?
Oh, and it's absolute dominance coming out from the hit scan of UNC. Okay, maybe a little less dominant now, but Lekt and Minchai putting out the hurt.
Right into overtime. That's going to be UNC pushing it straight to the end, like you said, at the very tail of the entire push. 3-0 at UNC right now. If they can stop a push at all, if they can keep them from reaching that third point, they've won this map. Can they do it is the question.
Let me tell you, those DPS have been putting in the... I can tell they've been putting in the practice, and now we've got a game on our hands. Because if UNC wins this, you know, it's step one of a reverse sweep. Reverse sweep, a lot to ask, but I mean, it's really at this point, that's what we're looking at.
It's the Tar Heels. What else do we do besides dig in our heels when the going gets tough? Let's let's just hope that the Tar does not come out from under us.
That's right. UNC may be feeling a little confident because they're going back to what they played at the very start with Lekt and B being the Far Mercy raiding down from above. Interesting that they'd go back to it, but maybe they're thinking, okay, it's been long enough, let's try it again. See if it works this time
enough,
around.
but as we can see, it might not work too terribly long. Kezan's back on that Widowmaker, and he very much proved that he could do it when the going gets tough.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think the best answer to a Widowmaker is a better Widowmaker, and Minchai has proven that in that very last fight that he was the better Widowmaker. So maybe a little bit of sniper is called for here. Nope, actually it is going to be Kezan going back to the McCree. Neither team opting to play the snipers here on the first point.
All right, and UNC seems to already be employing their the exact thing they faced last round, in which they're going to try and keep them from even leaving the spawn. However, so far it seems that it's a decent amount of red in the kill feed. I stand corrected, folks.
Yeah, UNC not doing too bad. It looks like they dropped. No, they're all alive and they're all putting out the hurt right now. I gotta say, Nitro Galaxy was like 1 inch away from the immortality field when he died. You gotta stay within that circle, dude. Stay in the circle, you stay alive.
I want to say, take a look at Lekt. He's actually getting quite a few kills in spite of the fact that Kezan should be playing a natural counter to our Flying Pharaoh.
Yeah, I mean, Kezan has shown that he can hit the shots on Cassidy, so
but
I would imagine he's going to be focusing Lekt really hard just about now.
For sure, but as we can see, Lekt is actually trying to stay on the roof where a Cassidy bullet will be trying to hit him.
That is a nice couple of ults from UNC, which is going to stuff another push from Kennesaw. And I can't believe this. UNC is showing them a taste of their own medicine. They want the reverse sweep. Check this out, 2 minutes 50. We thought it was crazy that UNC was held for this long, but Kennesaw having an equally hard time getting out of spawn.
At this point, I think Lekt's main goal is to get that justice rating from above, and then probably get off the fair. Because I think if you can take a good look, Kennesaw's starting to respond in earnest.
Yeah, they are focusing him down, but Lekt managed to get out with the skin of his teeth, and while he's being focused, the rest of his team pops off. A bomb plus a nice kill from Don Josue is going to mean yet more time drained off the timer of Kennesaw, whose payload has not moved a single meter. Actually, I take it back. It has moved 1.4 meters.
Yes, we can. And that's a dub they can hold if they hold nothing else.
Well, Kennesaw is coming back with a few ults of their own. They used the window just to get out of spawn, and it is going to be a kill onto Don Josue by Kezin, presumably through the window there. But it's an answering pick onto Nitro Galaxy. ISO uses that sound barrier, going aggressive onto the enemy DPS. This man has no fear.
But Justice reigns from above. That's going to be a pick onto Kezin. However, there is a decent amount of blue in the kill feed. If Lect can't stop it until his teammates come back, it's not really going to matter.
Yeah, it's looking like UNC's close hold has met its end, and I gotta say, they better be happy with that, because that was insane.
Oh, yeah, they held for, like, what, an extra, almost a minute. I think they held for, like, an extra minute compared to Kennesaw.
Yep, it looks like Lect is staying on the Pharah. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It took them
hasn't-
forever to kill him.
Yeah, and it took a Lect being alone. All right, freeze, don't move coming out from Kennesaw. That's going to stuff a possible try to keep everyone. That's gonna stuff UNC's chances of stopping this particular push. However, of course, if they don't get back, Lect could easily end things here.
Yeah, it's all not sure if Lect's gonna get out alive though. That is a pretty dominant win by Kennesaw, just using the Blizzard and the Shatter, two very effective ults used there.
As we can see, we have decided that the Pharah is not gonna work.
Yes, this is exactly the right pick, but we can talk about it when there's not a bloodbath happening on the point right now. Minshai raiding in bullets from above, but Prototype goes right up there and shows him how it's done. It's going to be another window from Kamsky, giving his team double damage through this IMAX Theater window.
But a
it's
good
big
shatter!
Is it going to do anything? I'm not sure. Don Josue goes down quite low, and he's the one who goes down despite hitting a fat shatter.
But then there's Mist, who's just swinging around, gets pinned, gonna go down. I mean, it delayed. It got a delay.
A good delay from UNC. That fight would have been really tough to win, but they did their best. And switching off the Pharah, very smart, because this second point, it is very enclosed.
And unfortunately, if we take a look at the kill feed, Minshai once again lost the 1v1 against Prototyper.
I don't think he should have even been up there, Minshai. You gotta wait and group up with your team. And now it's gonna be a 5v6 when UNC round this corner, but they still want to take it. An I-field deployed, just trying to keep the team alive as they try to go around this corner. But it's going to be an answering sound barrier from ISO with Shatter. It hits Minshai, and he's down, as well as Rardino. And, yep, that's Kennesaw walking over UNC at the moment.
Did Lect let loose his Dragon Arrow?
I believe he did. I'm not sure if he's planning on switching or if it was a misclick or something, but probably not where you want to use it. Yeah,
it was a switch. Gonna go to
deal.
Doomfist.
He's not throwing at the moment. I'm kidding, like you don't throw ever. He's back on the Doomfist, trying to show off a little bit of individual prowess, right? Because Doomfist is a real make or break situation. If you get the kills, you're doing great. If you don't, then you're throwing. And we'll see which one it is this time around. Now, UNC need to touch right now because Kennesaw almost made it to the checkpoint. There's a Deadeye, which gets B. That's a lot of healing gone for UNC, and a freeze onto Lect. It turns out this time was the feeding variety.
Yep.
And Kennesaw manages to push pretty handily through the second point.
Ooh, team kill. Once again, it looks like UNC just they're at the hold for 2.5 minutes. Show what they had in those first two that we saw in this round, and if they can't, well, it's not looking good.
Now we're back. Deja vu as we're back on the double shield, double sniper composition. This is the comp to be playing on Havana 3rd, and the only question is, which one is going to play it better? It's all about the sight lines. It's all about the aim. We like to say Overwatch is not all about aiming, right? It's a lot about team play, about fight planning, but in this case, it is all about the aim.
Wad's
we
caught
need
in
to
the
see those
back.
pigs.
Can't quite. Wad's getting caught in the back. However, it looks like they once again just can't finish it off.
Mist uses the Gravitic Flux, try to make something happen. They do get Hydro Galaxy down quite low, but the Immortality Field is there, keeping them alive. I take that back. Wads is down to the arrow from Lect with 4 assists on that kill feed. That's a nice opening pick for UNC. Let's see if they can turn it into a fight victory. They do have Prototyper and ISO kind of cut off here on the left. And it is going to be Minshai winning the Widow duel, the first one of the third point. That's both of the DPS from UNC doing the work here.
And now we're already down to half of the time left for Kennesaw to make this final push.
Harrison, UNC is, oh, what's happening here?
Whoa,
Lex
whoa,
finds
whoa,
a rogue
Lex!
ISO and actually goes down to ISO, but ISO gets taken
However-
down as well.
Not to mention Minshai getting a kill on Wads, seemingly straight out of spawn.
Love to see that. What I was telling you, these sidelines, you can see the entire point from here. I mean, this is so exciting. This is like the anime comeback arc, right? UNC got absolutely thrashed on Havana last week, and they come back and say, hey, that's not who we are. We're better than this. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be a win from Kamsky to open up this fight.
Ooh. All right, that's going to be missed with an early kill on Kamsky. Prototyper already looking pretty low. And they're going to fall right on him the minute he's low.
That previous dominance by KSU nowhere to be seen, as they are once again not able to make any progress here.
ISO forced to pop his Transcendence to stay alive in the
That's
face
not
of
good.
multiple mist rockets coming at
ISO
him.
really wanted to use that for this last fight because it's only 5 seconds on the point, and Kennesaw has to rush to the point to make something happen.
Prototyper on Diva, however, he doesn't even get to stay in the mech that long before he's completely, utterly walled away.
A noble sacrifice from the Diva, but it's for naught because it's a landslide victory here for UNC at the moment. Kazan trying to make something happen back on the Tracer, which is so
However,
effective. Gets the 2K.
Prototyper didn't actually die. Once again, UNC can't land the kills. It's a big push.
Oh my god, Kazan keeps getting kills. Just put this man on the Tracer and he'll give you the world. And the cart is now progressing to the 3rd point in overtime. This is do or die situation for UNC. If they lose this, they lose the series. UNC taking it easy. They know they have a few seconds left, so they use it to group up, and they're going to come out together. They don't
However,
want
if they
anyone
can't
to go
get
down.
on, with
Yeah.
3.8 meters to spare, UNC gets onto the point. However, it's not going to matter if they lose their support.
Yeah, that's got to be missed. Getting demeched, that's not great. No defense matrix for UNC, but it is a nice kill onto Nitro Galaxy that's traded out. Kennesaw with a slight numbers advantage, but UNC is respawning all the time, coming out from these very close doorways. And they are maintaining a solid presence on the point. It's got to be another
However, that's a
Transcendence from ISO.
Transcendence. Wow.
He doesn't even care that he lost the last one. He has another one because of all the damage he's been doing. B
That's a
tosses
window
out
coming
the window.
out.
Is it going to do anything? Can he get some kills through this double damage ability? And
That's a nerf this. That's dangerous. Not going to get any kills. However, there's ultimates aplenty coming out to create space on both sides. Ooh.
UNC
Woo!
hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Lex showing what the Doomfist is actually for. Takes out the enemy DPS.
Prototyper out of the mech now, but Nitro Galaxy now on the Wrecking Ball. Going to be swinging, going to be swanging. Gets knocked out. That is going to be a victory for UNC on Havana, stopping a 3-0 sweep at the very least, possibly the start of a reverse sweep. UNC now breathing a breath of fresh air of life in the face of a play of the game by Nitro Galaxy.
What a chaotic match so far. Oh, look at that cancel onto the high noon.
That's unfortunate.
That's an example of
That's
when
just
not to use your high noon.
Oh, God. He actually just went through the entire team on that one, huh?
Yeah,
oh,
he
my
had
Lord.
a field day for sure.
Oof. Nasty. All right. But still, UNC still won it in the face of that defeat. I mean, if I'm Kennesaw, I'm just kind of like, oh, that happened?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We need to get ahead of the game.
They feisty. All right. We gotta work on that.
It's crazy. I mean, in a match that's close, you expect to see them struggling, but they're not so much like they're not going toe to toe. It's one team dominates for a bit, and then the other team dominates for a bit, and
It's
they
just
keep going back and forth like that.
Yeah, I guess it just kind of boils down to who has the most control the longest. Because like a lot of times it was like, all right, they were held in the front, and then they got out.
Yep.
Then they kind of just blowed through.
They blitzed through the point.
Blitzed through the distillery point, and then you get to the 3rd point.
You're stuck again.
Okay, and we're through. Okay, and we're through. That seems to be what we're seeing here. Is kind of it's like they're rampaging. They're the angry Winston, and then they get stunned by McCree's flashbang for God knows how long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not McCree, Cassidy.
Cassidy, one of these days.
One of these days I'll remember. Probably the day I start playing Overwatch again, for like regularly.
Yeah, possibly. It does help when you click on the hero and it says Cassidy. You know?
Oh, they actually changed it in Overwatch 1?
Yeah, everything's changed.
Oh, okay. Word.
Even the voice lines where they're like, they used to be like, McCree, that's a terrible name for a cowboy. You know, if you go on the map now, they don't play that line anymore. It's all Cassidy.
That's honestly for the best.
Yeah. I mean, huge kudos to them because you know how much work it must have been getting every voice actor to come back into the voice acting studio and record every line again with Cassidy instead of McCree.
However, let's go ahead and stop with the Cassidy trivia, though it is extremely interesting that they edited it that fast. We're going straight to Mother Russia herself, Volskaya. A bit of an interesting selection given the
Current events.
Yeah, given current events over in Eastern Europe, they're getting a little. It's getting freaky over there. But however, it is not freaky in the year 200XX, in which Volskaya...
2077.
2077, okay.
More trivia for you.
In the year 2077, in which Volskaya is the war zone here. Let's get into Game 1, UNC defending first.
Now, here's what I'd like to see from Kennesaw. Kezan, on all the heroes he's played, the Tracer has been the most effective. So they put him on the Tracer, no big deal. Oh,
never
I
mind.
take that back.
Never
Gets a kill
mind.
right out of spawn. He's showing that his Pharah is up to snuff as well, especially on the Havana first point hold. Oh, no.
Never mind.
I'm cursing players left and right.
No, yeah, Commentator's Curse is currently the meta right now, it seems. Anyways, I don't think Don Josue is going to hold on long. Please stay on, Don Josue. Please get cursed.
The reverse curse coming out there from Cthulhu. But this, I believe this is the first time we've seen UNC play this map because typically they choose Hanamura when they're forced to play an assault map.
Actually, they won that last map, so this is Kennesaw's pick.
Right, I'm saying, yeah, UNC's probably not so practiced on this because this is not their go-to pick. This is
not like
pick.
Not like it seems to really matter. They're able
to look at this. He's got a nice position here on the high ground along with his teammates. That's exactly what you want to see from Kennesaw, and it's going to be easy step here. It's going to be an easy step here to get onto the point and get some point progress.
However, that's if Wads can hold on to dear life here. It seems that all their DPS aren't really able to hold on to health. Oof.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they got the positioning, but the kills are going in favor of UNC with Fleck raining down the damage, as he is so good at doing. Now, it's only 2 minutes 30 left for Kennesaw to take this first point. And remember, this is a 2-point map. They have to attack the first one, then attack the second one. And, I mean, the first one is meant to be the easy one, right?
Right. And yet, once UNC got in their bag, got in their little hole, they couldn't get out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it is both teams coming up on ult, so this next team fight is probably going to be a big one. We're going to be looking at the barrage, the pulse bomb from Kezan, which was so damaging on that point of Lijiang, where he had one basically every
Kezan
fight.
in the back, watch out.
No, they know he's there. They're watching out. They don't want to get stuck here. They're going to do everything they can to prevent it. He goes in, but B jumps out. I believe that's actually Rardino on the Baptiste, and
Bob's going to do something.
It's like with the barrage getting the next kill onto Wads. Bob not quite doing anything yet, but he is raining down the damage on the point, preventing Kennesaw from getting too far in their push. With 1 minute 45 left, it's going to be an aerial battle with Prototyper trying to take down Lek, but no one seems to be able to touch the flying rocket launcher here. Yeah, there he goes.
Getting a triple kill, absolutely devastating. Kezan seemingly being the only person on the other team able to get a lot going. However, you are going to see the triple seppuku coming out from Kennesaw
Unbelievable.
State.
You cursed him again. Going down. Having to use that res. Not great to see. At least we have a full 6 for the next team fight, which should be a big one because with 1 minute left, this is basically Kennesaw's last chance. Maybe 1.5 fights if they're lucky.
For sure, because if they lose, I mean, if they don't even get a third of a point here, all UNC has to do is just touch it.
Yeah, more or less. But what I was saying is that B's not going to have that res, so if KSU can make use of this sort of a slight advantage they have here by managing to force that res out early, they might be able to get something done.
That's true, but there is that aimbot. Prototyper is going to ultimately get the final kill on Mist. Not a good look.
That's a new... Oh, through the doorway! Prototyper positions it perfectly to thread the needle, get both Lekt and Midshite down. B gets a res onto Lekt but goes down as well, and I think UNC is losing their iron grip on this first point of Volskaya. Only Don Josue left, and he goes down as well.
All right, commentator's curse. I shouldn't have talked about how they are holding so well. The Kennesaw State now has 3 minutes and 15 seconds to take this next point.
Kezan getting an early pick on the Mist as well. Mist not getting to play the game today. Oh, Kezan throws out the pulse bomb, actually wastes that one because he gets headshot by Rardino, showing that Kamsky isn't the only bloodthirsty support here in Russia. Now, this is the second point and notoriously more difficult to take than the first one.
It's the reason why they aren't going to have this exact game mode in the next version of Overwatch.
Yeah, they're
Overwatch
just
2,
completely getting rid of it.
it is a bit of a terrible game mode because it makes you feel like you're garbage when you're not.
Yeah, I mean, neither of these teams are garbage, that's for sure. Both teams pulling out absolutely insane plays here today.
However, we do see the Echo coming out from Kennesaw State, and that is going to be very interesting. Possibly trying to meet Lect in the air. Graviton Flux pass into the Iris coming out. Lots of ults.
Yeah, Watt's already getting a focusing beam kill onto Lect. I'm surprised we haven't seen this earlier. Nitro Galaxy getting a nice 2K with the minefield, blocking off access to the point. This is an all Kennesaw zone right now, and with so many kills in the kill feed, I'm not even sure if Houston is going to be able to get back. There it is, 2 ticks, and okay,
Lect on the Doomfist.
Lect gets back just in time. Mist is there to support him on the Wrecking Ball, trying to make something happen, anything at all. But it is going to be kills. Well, at least he does manage to miss that bomb. No. Yeah, Mist is still up and kicking, and UNC is able to get back. This is what we were just talking about. Kennesaw's playing so well, but they're not able to take it quite yet. They need a couple more kills. Lect punching Kezin into the dirt, but meanwhile the rest of his teammates are going down, and there's Lect finally being focused with a focusing beam.
However, it's right in the kill feed with 1:34 left. That's going to be Volskaya taken completely by UNC. Not UNC, Kennesaw.
Yeah.
The swapping's messing me up.
It is a bit weird when they swap. A bit hard to keep track of them. I would say I'm surprised that we didn't see Wads on the Echo earlier, because Wads on the Echo shut down Lect so quickly on Lijiang. But here on Volskaya and also on Havana, they just seemed like they didn't realize it was a tool in their toolbox.
No, yeah.
But check this out. As soon as they pull out the Wads, they get an early pick onto Lex. Easy take on second. Regardless, it is UNC's turn to pick, or not pick, but to push. And remember, this is a best of 5, which means that if Kennesaw takes Volskaya, they take the series and more or less smash UNC's chance of getting into the playoffs. So UNC's going to have to mount a pretty good push here. What's the strategy going to be? Is it going to be a Reinhardt walking slowly onto point? Is it going to be looking for picks with the snipers? Maybe a Symmetra teleport? There's a couple of options here on Volskaya, especially since it's a map they don't really have a lot of set plays on, since they don't expect to play that often.
That's fair, and we are going to see Don Josue with the Orisa, Mist on the Diva, double suit. They're going to Minshai on the Cassidy, God. Lect on the Hanzo, and then B and Raw Dino going to be rocking the Baptiste and the Zenyatta respectively. Counter that with ISO on the Mercy instead of Baptiste. We are going to see the Wrecking Ball and Diva as opposed to what now is a Sigma Orisa, and Kezin on the classic Tracer. Wads back on that Soldier 76 he was so brutal with in the last round.
Absolutely. UNC wasting no time pushing past the choke. Kennesaw seeming like they don't care about the choke too much, kind of lets them through. And they meet them at the next choke, managing to get Minshai before they manage to get through this doorway into this back room here. And Wardina goes down as well. Yeah, that's not a great look. Was that a kill from the baby Diva? Because the regular Diva in the mech can't do the quick melee. Regardless, UNC is now down 2 players, and they're stuck here in the high ground. So it's looking like a cat and mouse game here for Kennesaw. Although it looks like they're not really managing to make much happen yet. UNC's still standing and standing pretty strong here too. Nope, there it is. Minshai going down. Not able to group up with his teammates, and UNC is completely in 2 right now.
UNC is currently a bunch of very separate bodies right now. Lect gonna get knocked out by a headshot from Kamsky. Kamsky's proven that he is a bloodthirsty support this whole time, and the thing about Zenyatta, he will knock you flat.
He will absolutely shred through your HP. I think the best thing UNC could have hoped for there is a quick death, regroup, try something else. And they are trying something else. They've gone on to the full dive here with Don Josue leading the path on the Winston, the scientist, which we so rudely refer to as Monkey, and Mist supporting.
However, the interesting thing about dive here is that they aren't going for a Lucio.
Yeah, Lucio, they're relying more on that vertical mobility of the heroes, which is good because there's a lot of high ground here on the first point. But the question is, are they going to be able to find a good dive target? Kennesaw playing a lot of really slippery heroes. Don Josue does dive in, but he's a little bit discoordinated with the rest of his team. Goes down before the rest can follow up. And Mist is in danger as well. It's not looking like a good push here for UNC. Yep, there's Mist going down as well. Both tanks nowhere near the rest of the team, and UNC is going to have to back out now.
Once again, Wads is just showing how brutal he is on this Soldier 76. Lek does get a kill onto Kezin, but I don't think that's really going to be the opening they could use, especially when it gets rezzed almost immediately.
Yeah, I gotta say, maybe this unfamiliar map is kind of showing its effect because Assault is really a game mode where you have to have a set plan for pushing. Oh no, a nice stick from Kezin onto Rardino is going to stuff another push before it can begin. UNC always losing the first body there every time they try to push. What I was saying is you need a discrete play. It's not like Control Point where you can just trickle in and kill everyone. It's so difficult to get past the choke. You need to have a set game plan.
Exactly, and it seems like right now with all this red in the kill feed, Kennesaw doesn't exactly have it.
Yeah.
UNC doesn't exactly have a game plan, whereas Kennesaw definitely does have one.
They are scrambling. The good news is they've been on these characters long enough that they're going to have a couple of ults this next team fight. And with 50 seconds on the point, they're going to have to make the most use of it they can in order to stay in the series and save their playoff chances. It is going to be Don Josue wandering closer to the point on the Winston. He's waiting for a nice dive target, but it's Minchai taken down by Nitro Galaxy. Unbelievable. Yet another early pick from Kennesaw onto the enemy team.
The Dragon Arrow comes out, not going to get a pick. Don Josue goes down, so does B. Nerf this, nerf nothing.
And Mist forced to use that just to stay alive there and get a second life. But look at this, Mist already going down, getting stunned, being demeched. UNC can't find a foothold here on the first point of Volskaya. And with 10 seconds left, Minchai is pretty much the only one left.
Can he get a health pack? He gets the health pack. Can he get through? He can.
UNC does manage to touch, and there is a nice stick. Nope, there's no kill there. In fact, it's Don Josue and Minchai going down. And Mist, he's not going to be able to touch. That is a victory from Kennesaw, and a well-fought one at that.
Not a great... A decent showing from UNC. They didn't get swept. But as we can see here in the play of the game, Kezin is going to show us why they won. So highly coordinated throughout the entirety of this push on control.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at UNC, they had their moments of brilliance, right? There were some absolutely beautiful plays, some dominant plays even, especially like when you saw Minchai on the Widow, you saw Mist wrecking house on the Sigma, even the support ults were on point a lot of the time. But I think KSU was brilliant more consistently.
They're just, I mean, to be fair, there was parts of Lijiang Tower where UNC had just like these sparks of magnificence.
Yeah.
And then on Havana, these sparks of magnificence. However, when it comes to Kennesaw, instead of sparks or
like
embers,
it's like a raging fire.
It wasn't really I mean, to be fair, UNC had some points. I would say it's more like it's a solid campfire of magnificence, not a bonfire. It's not like a house fire.
Yeah.
It's not like the burning of Alexandria in terms of how much flames we're seeing of magnificence,
Yeah.
but it's a solid campfire of magnificence.
Yeah, let's be real here. We can't afford to have a bonfire every day, y'all. Sometimes we gotta settle for a campfire, and that's what we saw today. Strong showing from both teams. But I think this has pretty firmly established the pecking order of the Southeast 2 conference in NACE Starleague. Kennesaw was eyeing that third place spot, and by beating UNC, they're showing that they really do deserve to be there.
Unless UNC just gets, unless UNC can win the rest of their matches, and also everyone else doesn't. I mean, it's not looking great for us to be in that number 3 spot, holding the bronze that we so desperately were hoping to grab onto.
But hey, I mean, playoffs was a stretch.
Of course,
I mean, last season.
I mean, we're already improving very much so compared
absolutely.
to last season. But you know,
we are improving a lot, and you can see that objectively because some of the teams that we got defeated by last season, we have defeated this season. We haven't defeated enough to get to top 3 quite yet. I believe we're probably going to be 5th, continuing on to the next week as well, because there have been no upsets basically. But it's been a hard-fought season for sure, with lots of learning experiences and lots of improvement, and we're looking forward to rounding it out with a nice weeks 6 through 9. Starting next week.
I mean, hopefully we'll
Sorry,
come out
7
with
through 9, but yeah.
Hopefully we'll come out with a nice few victories. Hopefully no losses, but then again, I'll never be the one to guarantee anything, especially considering last week.
Yeah.
But This has been UNC Esports Overwatch stream. As per usual, check us out on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Check us out on our socials. Give us some likes, give us some follows, give us some heck yes. Use those Bezos bucks to give us your subscribers on the UNC Esports Twitch channel. Maybe become a YouTube member? Do we have that? I don't know if we have access to that.
Production, do we have YouTube memberships?
All right, never mind.
We do not have YouTube
Ignore that
memberships.
one. Ignore that one. I was just throwing out buzzwords. However, of course, there's going to be events. There's going to be streams all week. We have Game Fest coming this Saturday.
Woo,
Let's
Game
get ready for
Fest.
that one. My lovely girlfriend, Becca, is going to be making it the graphic for that one. So keep your eye out for it because it's going to be hot and spicy. And of course, we do have another Smash tournament, a big one, Hands Off My Bread 4, coming up in the future. Better look forward to that one, folks. But of course, this has been UNC Esports coming at you live. We will see y'all tomorrow evening, and we hope to see you every other evening of this week. This has been Cthulhu Carioa.
And Niv.
And
You say it. You say it.
we'll see y'all later. Peace out, folks.